and Seattle starting in a hurry. Payton to Sean Kemp for the alley-oop slam. The Lakers stopped themselves in the opening quarter. Byron Scott the pass to Randy Fund, and he never played in the NBA. Lakers down 64-51 at halftime, and Sean Kemp follows Payton's miss, and then Kemp again on the alley-oop. 82-67, and Jerry West headed out of the building. Fourth quarter, the Lakers make a run. James Worthy hits. Sedale 3 gets the Lakers to within 4. But George Karl didn't have to fear. Perkins blocked by Derek McKee. Sean Kemp gives it to Nate McMillan, who finds Ricky Pierce, and he pops it. They do it inside, they do it outside. Seattle on a roll, and they win it. They've won 14 of their last pizza night thing again. Karl Malone, more interested in the hoop. He had 30. Warriors leading by 2 into the first half. Hardaway will double clutch the three-pointer, and wow, he hit it. 5-point lead at the break for Golden State. The Warriors extend the lead. Look at Sarunas Marciulionis, 18 points for him. The lead cut to 1, but Tim Hardaway drives, gets the basket and the foul. 120 was what they needed to hit for the free pizza.
Here's Littell, Sprewell, Seguin, they get the pizza.
And they were at 119 until Sprewell hit the free throw. Golden State also morning, keeping Patrick Ewing from the hole, swats it away. Patrick had the better night. Turnaround jumper, 18 in the first half. Charlotte turning it over. Del Curry's pass into the hands of Ewing. Greg Anthony to Anthony Mason. The Knicks 19 first half points off turnovers. Ewing in the second half with a little give and go, and Anthony sticks it. And then outside, Patrick Ewing, who hit 11 of 20 from the floor, the jumper, and he takes it from the pass from Starks. 30 points for Patrick Ewing. The Knicks have allowed less than 100 points in the league.
Cavs and the Suns, and they saw Danny Ferry filling in for the injured Mike Sanders with a couple of threes, and the Cavs were up 15 in the second quarter. Now, Charles was watching in a sports bar nearby, and he saw Richard Dumas with 2 of his 23. Suns down 8 at the break. In the third quarter, it gets sloppy. KJ in the paint, try to force it in, turns it over. Craig Elo to Gerald Wilkins, who got the start, gets the double clutch slam. In the fourth quarter, the Suns bench comes alive. Tom Chambers, the baseline for 2. Chambers another hurt, and the Cleveland lead all of a sudden is 3. It's another hoop, not another hurt. It did hurt when Danny Ainge hit this 3 to tie the game at 98. But it's the Cavs bench, and Danny Ferry, who had 16, and nobody checked him down the lane. 6 of 9 from the floors. Cleveland wins by 4. Lowest scoring team in the league. Want to know why? Well, it's because Doug West is shooting the ball in the wrong direction, and Christian Laettner's getting, 3 Blazers around him and still putting up the tough shot, not kicking it out. That ended up in a T-Wolf turnover. Lowe looking for answers. After Laettner's bad play, the offensive firepower. There it is, Luke Longley. Missing and missing in the paint. Chuck Person, well, he finally hits, but Ed T. Rush waved it off because it was after the horn. That kind of night for Minnesota, and good defense, too, from Portland, playing back-to-back games, showing no effect. Strickland to Drexler for the easy hoop. It was an ice storm and about 9,000 no-shows, second lowest crowd in T-Wolf history. And Sixers in Miami, and Smith is back. His season debut, and felt right at home with the rebound and the jam. He had 16 points and 6 assists. The Heat had a club record 70 points in the first half, but the third quarter, Manute Bol said enough of this scoring, Ronnie Cycli. Bol blocks Glenn Rice. He has 2,000 blocks already on his career, does Manute. Matter of fact, the Heat were pathetic. They had 7 points in the third quarter, an all-time club record, and on the other end, the Sixers were bringing it back, and they were taking the lead. But in the fourth quarter, Miami picks it up. Smith, the dish to Cycli, Heat by 7. Doug Moe wondering where'd the defense go. Sixers, though, would come back. Jeff Hornacek, tough 3, and he hits it. Now, with time winding down, tied at 106, it's Smith feeling his oats back in the lineup, but he doesn't get the game winner. We go to OT, and Kevin Lockery saw some opportunities missed in the extra session. Jeff Hornacek didn't miss him. 27 points. This was a terrible loss for Miami. Scores 70 in the first half, play in overtime, and lose by 3 with back spasms. He's day-to-day. Dominique picking up the offensive slack. Hawks by 1 at the break. Third quarter, Robert Parrish takes over. He says, Dominique can't rebound like Kevin Willis. So after I put up this shot, I'm going to start rebounding the ball. 15 rebounds for Parrish alone in the third quarter. Xavier McDaniel also had his share. Celtics up 7, and the X-Man, his patented turnaround jumper. It became a Boston blowout. X at a season-high 27. Want more bad news for the Hawks? Neek injures his hand, but apparently not the injury that kept him out a few weeks ago. He put ice on it, didn't return, but maybe because this was a blowout late in the game. 121-106 the final. But with 2 days off before a trip to New Jersey, the two-time champs were ready. Michael and the Bulls with an eye on Derek Coleman and the Nets. First play of the game, the Bulls said, hey, we're going to hustle. Pippen missed it, but gets it right back and gets 2 of his 18 on the baseline. Bulls by 8 after the first, and Drazen Petrovic was really cold in this game, 5 of 17, but look at the long-range 3 there, which he drains. Bulls on the run. Pippen, beautiful no-look pass to Horace Grant, 15. Bulls by 14 at the break. In the fourth, Nets get close. Petro, the alley-oop to Derek Coleman, 2 of his 22. Nets within 6, but they can't get closer. Jordan on the alley-oop, 2 of his 30. B.J. Armstrong killed the Nets, 7 of 9 shooting, 18 points. Chuck Daly said, we're not quite ready for prime time. The Nets lose at home by 13, playing the second half without Chris Morris, who injured his hip. Now 8 straight for the Bulls over Jersey. One reason why, the depth. The net bench outscored by 20, and the Bulls' stifling defense forcing the Nets into mistakes that cost Jersey a win. And the Rockets, it was his 30th birthday, and Kenny Smith had plenty of gifts for him. The nice dish there, Houston up 10 after 1. 11 assists for Smith, including behind the back to the Dream. Rockets up 11 at the half, and the guards have keyed the 6th consecutive win streak for Houston, again on Thursday night. From outside the stripe, Kenny Smith spots up. He had 1 of 3 threes right there. Vernon Maxwell also 3 threes as well, and even Matt Bullard goes downtown. The Rockets led by 17 in the fourth, but Joe Dumars leading Detroit back. He had 32 points, and this hoop gets the Pistons within 4. But crunch time, go to the birthday boy. Hakeem at age 30, looking strong inside, unstoppable. 14 of 22 from the field. The only thing Hakeem couldn't do on this evening was blow out the trick candles on his birthday cake. Rockets are now, as you see, 5-0 on Hakeem's birthday, despite 62 from the Palace guards. Detroit's now 0-9 without Dennis Rodman, and after losing 7 of their own, the Rockets have won 7. The difference, well, for one, an easier schedule. Royals on the road. Dallas the worst, Denver the second worst road team, and as you see, a few fans hit the road to come see this game. Chris Jackson, who's going to be in the dunk competition, says he's never dunked in the NBA, and he didn't do it again on Thursday night. Nuggets by 11 at the half, and sloppy Dallas. Well, what else is new? Every game Dallas plays is a sloppy one. And in transition, it gets back to Chris Jackson. He led everyone in scoring with 24, 11 field goals. And off another steal. Reggie Williams makes the steal. Robert Pack, 1 of 7 Nuggets in double figures, and this not a repeat. Another Reggie steal, keeping it himself. For the easy one, Williams at 19, and the Nuggets win 110-94. Second road win of the year, snapping a string of 13.
Muck. Hooper, hoop header, bucket header, whatever his name is. Anyway, here's the action. Third quarter, Harvey Grant steal and dunk at the other end. The Bullets by 3. And then Washington pounds it inside. Tom Gugliotta. Nice feed, though, to the cutting Larry Stewart for the layup and the foul. Gugliotta is turning into a very, very nice passer. Fourth quarter, Charles Barkley, pump fake, drive, traffic. So what? Hits the shot anyway. He had 21 points, and Wes Unsel's going, please stop the guy. Suns by 8. Kevin Johnson penetrates, feeds Richard Dumas for the slam right there. Dumas had 26, 18 of those in crunch time, which would be the fourth quarter, as the Suns go on to mend their ways by a final count of 122-115 heading to Atlanta.
Take a look at the highlights now. In the first quarter, Scottie Pippen just missing badly. Muggsy Bogues, the outlet. And watch David Wingate when he gets the basketball. 55 with a 360. Off glass and in. And the Hornets up by a deuce. In the first, second quarter, Bill Cartwright rejected by Zoe Morning. Del Curry pushing it up the floor to Bogues, who gives to Kendall Gill with a big finish. And the game was tied at 40. Later in the second period, Will Perdue leaves it for Scottie Pippen. The dunk with authority over Morning. Now still second quarter action. Muggsy Bogues would intercept the pass on the Bulls break out to Kendall Gill and over to LJ. Larry Johnson, who throws it up for Gill for the slam. The game was tied at 55 at the half. What a great game this was. Tight throughout. Third quarter, David Wingate missing underneath, but Alonzo Mourning is there for the putback. Charlotte led by 5 at the end of 3 quarters. On to the fourth quarter. Mourning blocking Pippen. Wingate comes up with this scramble up the floor to Larry Johnson, who lays it up and in. And Charlotte going to town in Chicago, a toddling town. 91-85 in the fourth quarter. The Hornets are 0-8 all-time in Chicago.
Which is still in progress. Mr. Robinson's neighborhood. There have been a lot of beautiful days now these days. Avery Johnson, entry pass. Sean Elliott, reverse layup. Good. Next possession, Robinson swats Terry Mills. Get it out of my neighborhood. Get it ahead to Avery Johnson. Avery Johnson with the layup. Avery Johnson didn't like all that point guard maligning that was going on before Lucas got there. Vinny Del Negro, tough drive. Tougher layup, Spurs by 3. Del Negro, the same type of situation. Isaiah Thomas, watch him come up with a pinch. He is a one-eyed jack after the other day. We'll see that. Isaiah Thomas pinches it, then goes behind his back and gets the layup to go. Pretty finger roll right there. The Spurs, though, still leading by 1. Joe Dumars, Joe D, misfires on the tough baseline shot. Avery Johnson to the trailing Dale Ellis. And that's a sweet move right there. The Spurs leading 58-54. Ronnie Rothstein has his work cut out for him, and he better hurry up quick. Resurgent Sixers. Ewing is rejected by Manute Bol in the starting lineup tonight for Doug Moe. Second quarter, the Sixers break out. Armin Gilliam with the alley-oop. He had the alley. Tim Perry had the oop. And the Sixers are up by 1. Now, second quarter, still, even Manute scores with a three-pointer. That's not weird. This guy can do that. He's been able to do it for years. Now, Ewing would not be denied with a nice slam right here. He had 34 points with the left hand. Sixers, though, still by 1 at the half. Third quarter, Knicks heated up. Johnny Starks for 3, buried it. New York by 3. And then Greg Anthony with the steal, feeds Starks for the quick slam. Yeah, you like one of those little guys who get up in the air and just kind of poke that thing down. Even not playing at the House of Ouch, New York comes up with a win, 109-91. Cohn, get ready to go. Derek Coleman, D.C., steps up for the steal and then takes it in for the layup as the Nets go on a 6-0 run, and that'll make everybody smile, including that guy. And he doesn't smile much. Anyway, the Hawks come back. Neat down the lane. Can't get it to go. Stacey Augmon, though, with the follow slam. He's come on real well. Rick Mahorn not smiling, now in there playing. Misses the easy one. Steve Henson at the other end. Dominique Wilkins trailing. What's he going to do with it? Right, you got it. They're dancing in the aisles in Atlanta. Dominique Wilkins then blows by Coleman right here. Splits the 2 defenders for the big slam. Atlanta was up 84-79. They go on to win for the sparse gathering at the Omni by a final count of 102-91. Dominique with yet.
Pick it up in the second quarter. Johnny Stockton with a steal. Here's the break, and ahead to the dangerous Mike Brown for the two-handed slam of the Jazz, up by a 3 spot. Later in the second, nice pass by Larry Krystowiak. Down low to Karl Malone for the slam. Malone had the big night as usual. Still the second, Lakers on the run. Eldon Campbell ahead to Byron Scott for the slam. Jerry Sloan doesn't like that at all. Lakers had a 5-point lead. Third quarter, here come the Jazz. Johnny Stockton to the hoop, and he is hammered. Still gets it to go. The Jazz by 2 after 3 periods. In the fourth quarter, Stockton to the mailman. They do it all the time, over and over. The off-balance shot, Jazz by 7. Later in the fourth, Jazz by 2. Under 20 to play, and that is Jeff Malone with a clutch jumper to pretty much clinch it. Part of his 20-point night, and the Jazz winning 98-94. So they have won 13 straight at home now. May or may not help. In the first quarter, the Magic in transition. Scotty Skiles and Nick Anderson. Slick Nick, nice reverse layup. Second quarter now. Glenn Rice missing the J, but out of nowhere, the Rook, Harold Miner with a nice follow-up slam. He's really coming on to play some ball. Heat down by 7 at the half, though. Third quarter, Anthony Bowie spots the Shaq for the alley-oop, but O'Neal held to just 15 points in the game. Fourth quarter, Glenn Rice with a basketball. Glenn Rice, little jumper, and it will go. Had the big night, and later Kevin Edwards picks Scotty Skiles. The break and the dish to Grant Long for the slam. Miami just coming up big on Matty Guokas and the Magic. 110-104. Your final numbers. Glenn Rice, 31 points.
And yes, it looked good. Akeem telling the official, no one can stop me, even if I am 30 years old. Rick Smits gave it a try, but didn't have a chance against Akeem. How about LaSalle Thompson? Well, Akeem with a few quick steps, and there's the right one, making Thompson look rather weak. One thing did go right for the Pacers, the performance of Pooh Richardson. The drive to end the half is good. Rockets, though, were up by 11 at the half. Kenny Smith, a star performer for Houston lately during the streak. 15 points, 7 assists on this game. Rockets win this one by 13. Olajuwon leading the way. The Rockets did the job on Reggie Miller of Indiana. Miller, who averaged 21 points going in, he scored just 4 points. He was 1 for... They were out running early. Wilkins with the Showtime slam. Game tied at 50, but in the fourth, tempers flared. Mark Price taking exception to the foul here by Big D to Dikembe Mutombo. And Price says, hey, don't do that. Didn't work. Denver down by 8 at the time, but they bounced back. Chris Jackson, what a year he's having so far. Game tied at 95. Then it's Jackson down the lane. The floater, it goes. Denver up by 2. Last chance for the Cavs. Terrell Brandon with a shot. The J, way off. Denver, a win. Yes, the Nuggets beat the Cavaliers by 2. Besides Jackson's heroics down.
Dominique Wilkins enjoying a friendly how-do-you-do before the game. Barkley showboating a bit. Behind-the-back pass from midcourt. Charles, but he hits Richard Dumas for the layup. Then Barkley helping out a bit. Dumas misses the shot, and Charles says, look, this is how you put it home. Don't mess with Sir Charles, Mr. Hawk. Don't do it. Dominique Wilkins shows off monster time inside. Barkley doesn't like to be upstage, so he just rejects Adam Keefe. And then Charles nails the off-balance jumper and gets the foul. Suns win 110-91. Afterward, the game, Charles said, it's been a rough week for me financially. You wouldn't believe how expensive the price of 75 tickets are in the NBA. He had a lot of friends come over from Alabama. Charles, don't worry, I think you can afford it. In Orlando, the Dallas Mavericks looking for a magical win. Shaq had his sights set on the Mavs. Yes, he did. Shaq inside. Look at him get the lay-in, almost unchallenged. Shaq, the baseline jumper, showing every facet of his game at the Orlando Arena. In your face. And then Shaq, the rebound. This is what he was noted for at LSU, and the slam dunk. Shaq had 13 points in the first quarter. The Mavericks were the Mavericks. Terry Davis from 5 feet, air ball. Big night for Donald Royal out of Notre Dame. Remember him? Donald Royal goes strong for 2 of his career-high 28. Magic by 18. Then the Shaq finishes off in style with a slam dunk. He ties a career high with 38 points. The Magic cruise. Shaq also had 7 blocked shots. Dallas now 3-31 on the year, 0-16 on the road. In Milwaukee, the Bucks hosting the Sixers. Danny Shea's blocking Johnny Dawkins, and Blue Edwards gets the slam dunk on the other end. Bucks by as many as a dozen. Just hanging around is old Blue. Sixers stayed close. Jeff Hornacek, this is the real gem in the Barkley deal. This guy can shoot. He had 33 points in the game. Bucks by 4 at the half. Second half, Eric Murdoch to Frank Burkowski, who misses, but Edwards jams home the follow. Doug Moe looks a little bit worried. Fourth quarter, here come the Sixers. Hersey Hawkins to the rookie. Out of Southern Miss, Clarence Weatherspoon who gets the dunk. He had 14. And then Greg Grant to Tim Perry out of Temple, who finishes with a dunk. Perry at 18. Doug Moe smiling. Philly wins by 9 on the road. The Bucks have lost a team record 6 straight at home.